Continuing now with the top story, the media war in America off the Shirley Sherrod story. Joining us from Los Angeles, Leslie Marshall, and from Dallas, Dana Perino, both are Fox News analysts. So Dana, let's begin with you. Let's talk about media heroes and villains in the Sherrod story. See any?
Sure, and I'm going to add another category, which is losers. First of all, on the villain part, I agree with what Bernie Goldberg said, that Andrew Breitbart either made an honest or a dishonest mistake. And if we all had the week to do over again, would it look like it ended up? Probably not. Hero, I think it's very interesting that once again it's Howard Kurtz of the Washington Post and CNN who is able to take a step back and tell the media the real story. As part of that, I'm always surprised at how often Fox News is the subject of the news story rather than the news stories being the subject of the news story. Then the third category, I think, is the losers, and that would be the way liberal left, and including the guest that was on the Today Show that you showed up at the top. This is the same week that Tucker Carlson of DailyCaller.com revealed this journal list, which showed almost a corruption amongst the media, where they talk amongst themselves to try to go after Fox News or go after conservatives. I don't know any conservatives who actually participate in something like that. But
I have to say there are some conservative journalists who consult with one another in the morning. But what Dana is referring it to is that there is this journo list where a bunch of left-wing journalists don't just talk among themselves to be about public affairs. They try to get strategy to demean people like Sarah Palin and the Senate. One more question for you, Dana. I want to get over to you, Leslie. When you were inside the White House, because this story, according to Shirley Sherrod, became a White House-driven story because of Glenn Beck and Fox News. All right, because they were afraid that Fox was Fox News on President Bush's radar scope the way it seems to be on President Obama's radar scope.
Well, no. I'm really glad you asked that question because I've given this a lot of thought this week, and especially just thinking about how the media has changed over the last several years. What happened this week is that the White House acted to preempt a news story that they thought was going to be negative for them. I don't fault them for that. But as you probably learned through your reporting, and I certainly learned through personal experience, first reports are often wrong or at least incomplete. And to act on them has consequences. In this case, this is the consequence. But what happened, Bill, over the last 8 years or 10 years, information travels so fast. The pressure to respond to reporters when you're in the press office is incredible.
All right, but you weren't intimidated by Fox News or anything. I know you guys watch Fox News because I was in the White House, so the TV's on it. But it was.
Well, remember, we had a big fight, if you'll remember, with NBC News early on. Remember, they declared unilaterally, they declared that Iraq was in a civil war when it was not. Okay. And they never retracted it.
I think Fox News obviously was more fair to President Bush than the others. All right, Leslie, I'm going to give you the rest of the time. Let's do a general question. Heroes and villains in the media. Did you pick up any?
Yeah, and I want to add the loser category, you know, as Dana did. The villain here is, and it's hard for me to say this, I've met him here, he seems like a great guy, but Andrew Breitbart. I feel that his actions were irresponsible in, you know, not whether he edited or received it edited by not looking at the entire 43-minute video in its entirety. When we look at heroes, honestly, Bill, America surprised me. And I would say the heroes today, believe it or not, are the conservatives that were brave enough to call my program and that I saw online saying we were wrong to have prejudged Ms. Sherrod. Bill, I'm going to include you in that. You were a real man. You manned up and you apologized, and I respect you even more for that.
Well, I had to. I made a mistake. If I didn't apologize, I'd be an idiot. But Bernie says, though, Leslie, that Ms. Sherrod now has become part of the problem because her reaction to Fox News in particular has been so vitriolic.
Well, I want to talk losers because I think the losers are the American people before I answer that, Bill.
Okay, but no, I don't have time. I'd rather have you on Ms. Sherrod. I already said the losers are the American people. They're not getting the information they should get. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Shirley Sherrod,
Ms. Sherrod, in my opinion, was a victim caught in the crossfire of an attack toward the NAACP. That's who I think the target was. I don't feel that anyone Bernie or any of us should attack her anymore. We didn't know who she was a week ago. Let her get on with her life.
Okay.
She is not a villain in this.
All right, and that's fair enough. Thank you, ladies. We appreciate the